All I'm saying is that it seems like Trump is, in my opinion, the antithesis of what the Bible outlines as a God. Maybe not the antithesis, but pretty close to it. Um, the Bible says that you should be meek. The meek inherit the kingdom of heaven. There's also passages where the Bible says that that you should. It says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forgiveness, kindness, faithfulness, and self-control." There are also places where he says, like, rulers, right? Rulers are going to be blessed by peace, and they are going to be praised and surrounded. Good rulers will be blessed by peace. So it's just like none of these things are like good news for Trump. He, in my opinion, and again, that's going to be up to the audience, but there are many cases when he at least fudges things to a heavy extent to push his narrative, which I feel like is deceitful, which is also against God's commands for men and women, right? He is admitting to trying to be adulterous, which is not good. The Old Testament would say that that's like grounds for stoning. Maybe not for men, but but I don't know. It's just it seems like, from my perspective, these types of scripts that are being encouraged on men are what's hurting them. The female-minded versus male-minded seems to me like
I never used the word male-minded.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it was me.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't see there being any reason why Trump would be considered to be a good person within the context of the Bible. And I can understand, it's strange to me when you are categorizing like people like attacking him as attacking masculinity, when Bible paints a very different picture of masculinity in a very different light. You see Jesus even weeping in the Bible. And if men showing their emotion is feminine, then I guess Jesus is feminine, but maybe that's not a bad thing.
How often did you see Jesus weeping?
Quite a few times.
Quite a few times?
Yes.
It says it once.
No. There's multiple times where he said it, and he wept. He wept with when John was killed.
I don't think it ever said that. It did not say that. Nope. Okay. It only said Jesus wept when the people were blind about Lazarus. Oh, if you hadn't been here, my brother wouldn't have died. And he went off by himself. And Trump is very meek. Trump is very straightforward and honest. King David himself, who was a man after God's own heart, he lusted, he committed adultery, he killed the man whose wife it was, and yet he paid for that. And Trump has paid for that, and he's paying for it to this day with all kinds of family issues. But Trump said when he was being interviewed before he was elected to office, I've had some bad things in my past, and we're not going to talk about those, okay? And so that's good enough for me.
I thought he was
because he's not so. That is honest. He's not acting like he's. You'll notice that this grab him by the P word thing and all that stuff. That's what all the evil people are repeating. You never heard Trump say that when he was in office. That was from 2005. We have no idea whether he's said that again.
Do you think God is beyond time?
But this is irrelevant to whether he should be president, whether he became a man.
I'm not saying that.
No, it's irrelevant to whether he's a man, because all men, especially the powerful men, are not shy. They are, and the shy men would be doing it just as much if they had that power. So all these weak Christian males and female-minded women, fallen state female-minded women and men, who are going to the Bible to justify their jealousy and hatred of Trump and Trump's directness. He is a better Christian than any of those people who are judging him, because he doesn't judge people.
Such a low opinion of men that they would all be trying to be adulterers.
That's not what a man is. He was not doing right back then.
But you said that everyone would try to be like him and how he's acting, and everyone would have that opportunity if they had the power.
Do you think that there's a man alive who has not lusted in his heart?
No.
Then what are you complaining about?
Because it was public, right?
What?
It was a public thing. It was very degrading. It was very objectifying what he had said.
What he said was not in public.
It had been made public.
It was a hot mic incident. He didn't make it public. He was talking.
Fine.
So it's irrelevant.
No. Just if I do something wrong, if I do something against someone, right?
He didn't do anything against anybody. He was talking.
Okay. Do you think it doesn't say in the Bible that words can be like sharper than blades, right? Something to that effect. Words actually matter.
So you guys, go ahead, Hake, and then we'll wrap up. Go ahead.
This is you going to the Bible to justify judging the man.
So I'm not saying I don't know if I don't think anyone should be a paradigm of manliness. I think every man is going to have flaws. Every woman's going to have flaws. I think it's strange too.
So then why are you acting like Trump is not a man just because he has had flaws in his past?
I'm acting like he shouldn't be a paradigm of manliness in the way that
I didn't say that he's a paradigm. I'm saying he's attacked because he is a man. And he acted as a man. He was more manly than anybody else in office.
An attack on George Floyd was an attack on a man, on manliness?
There was no attack on George Floyd.
Okay.
What are you talking about? What did you bring that up for? I'm so confused.
It just seems like the person that you agree with, the person who is.
How was George Floyd attacked?
Seems emotional to me. Through state violence.
No, he was being arrested, and he asked to be put on the ground because he was overdosing and getting claustrophobic. He said, "Put me on the ground," and he was saying he couldn't breathe even before they got on top of him. That's not violence. That was restraint, and it looks like he overdosed. It might have been a little bit of extra stress that they were on top of him, but they had to be on top of him. He wouldn't sit still in the car. Maybe they should have just left him to be claustrophobic in that vehicle. Looking back on it, it certainly isn't. We should be praying for Derek Chauvin and all these guys, these white police officers and white men who are being railroaded by the state just for the establishment, just for doing their job. This is part of that female-minded attack on people who are looking out for their community, like the Ahmaud Arbery case. Those men are looking out for their community. The McMichaels and Roddy Bryan, they were looking out for their community. They were trying to arrest this guy. He got squirrely. He punched the guy, tried to grab the guy's gun. The guy shot him in self-defense. But they said, "Oh no, this is murder," and it was a hate crime. So this is part of the attack on men.
Before we get off topic too much, let's just take the time to do a little wrap up. Hake, since you went first, we'll give Carissa the last word. Let's give you like a little 1 minute summary of is there a war on men?
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Great talk, Carissa. I enjoyed talking with you, and I'm sure we'll have more with the super chats and stuff. But without a doubt, there is a spiritual war of good versus evil, and it operates through men and women against what's right. And all men have had flaws in their past, and all men have issues that they deal with, perhaps even to this day. But there is a very selective attack that's pretending to be for what's right, that infiltrates the mind and the imagination and the sense of right and wrong that people feel. And it turns you into thinking that you're fighting for justice and for the oppressed and for what's right and correcting problems in societies and inequities and inequalities. But really, you're just an arm of evil. And so it's operating in everybody: conservatives, Christians, atheists, everybody who is not really, I guess, born again. And then so it's going to be the few who stand up and kind of set an example that can awaken people. I think we need to return to actual love and actual mercy and actual forgiveness if we're going to turn this thing around and actually see real justice return to the country.